Let me just kick this off by saying hormones nearly always play a part in acne. Welcome back to another video, guys. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about hormonal acne, or acne as I like to call it, and the impact hormones have on your skin and what you can do about it. So stay tuned. So I don't know about you, but I have spent a lot of time researching acne online and looking at different stories, speaking to different people, and obviously my own experience. And what really confuses me is that lots of people will claim that, diet causes their acne, or that hormones cause their acne, or that gut health causes their acne, or stress causes their acne. But what I really think we should be looking at is how all of those things impact our bodies, impact our health, and therefore cause acne. I really don't think it's as simple as I ate something and it made me break out, or I'm stressed so I broke out. There's a long chain of events that happen within your body that cause acne, and hormones are definitely a big part of that. So if you're sitting at home and wondering, do I have hormonal acne? The answer is probably yes. You don't just need to break out around your period or in a certain point of your cycle to have hormonal acne. Hormones will play a part in your acne regardless of the time of the month, regardless if you're male or female. So the real question is, what's causing your hormones to be out of balance, or how do hormones play a part in your acne? Okay, so the first thing to look at is your gut health, because your gut health is so closely linked to so many other things that are going on in your body, and hormones are definitely one of them. I think it's also been cited in some studies that your endocrine health, your hormonal balance, is definitely affected in your gut, and that's really because we're metabolizing lots of things. That's the first point of call for our food to digest, and it really is like a central hub for everything that's going on in our bodies. So if we have bad gut health, and by bad gut health I mean you're constantly bloated, maybe your stomach acid is out of balance, it's too alkaline or it's too acidic, then we have problems. So we can't digest our foods properly, we can't metabolize essential fatty acids, and there can be lots of things that could go wrong. So yeah, getting your gut health in balance is really, really key to having good hormonal health and good health in general. So if you're constantly bloated at the end of the day, you have pain when you eat during meals, you're always on the toilet, or you can never go to the toilet, then that's an indication that something's not quite right. So by including rich probiotic food into your diet to have a good, healthy gut bacteria, this can really pave the way for really good hormonal health. So doing this would include eating things like sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, yogurt, lots of things that have really good bacteria that your stomach can digest, and then also help enrich the kind of wall lining of your stomach and help you to digest food a lot more easily. So I also want to touch on the fact that hormonal health comes from eating really good healthy fats. And I know lots of people are really scared of fats, but you shouldn't be, because if you're eating a really good source of them, and I mean real fats, not sort of fats that have been tampered with, that have been heated to a really high temperature, like you find with like your rapeseed oil, your vegetable oils, most oils unfortunately that lots of restaurants and places will cook with. But yeah, really good healthy oils, like olive oil, like any seed oils, avocado, egg yolk, dark chocolate, coconut products. Honestly, the list is pretty endless. Meats, really good cuts of meat. These all have essential fatty acids that you need in order to help you produce hormones, because they really are the building block. So if you're not able to digest those fats, you are also going to have a problem in terms of your hormonal health. So definitely something to look into, and if you are having, stomach problems, then this is something you should definitely address if you've got acne. So the next thing that could be destroying your hormonal health is things like the pill, so contraception that alters with your hormones in order to stop you getting pregnant. So whilst that might be great for some things, it certainly isn't good for some aspects of your hormonal health, in particular your estrogen and your progesterone, because it really takes hold of those things and destroys the kind of natural rhythm that your body would usually be in. So this is a subject pretty close to my heart, because I was on the pill from the age of 16 all the way through to 26, and when I stopped the pill, my skin broke out like crazy, like the worst it has ever been. If I ever thought I had acne before this was a whole new different ball game. And I tried so many things to get rid of it, so many things just weren't working, and I was really starting to scar my skin. So I did actually eventually go back on the pill in order to give myself, like a little respite to work out a game plan and get my skin clear whilst not being on the pill. So yeah, today I'm sitting here, my skin is relatively clear. I'm not gonna lie, I still break out from time to time, but nothing like it was 3 years ago, thankfully. So, and yeah, I'm not on the pill anymore. So really grateful for that. And I really do think if your skin is breaking out and you're a girl and you are a woman and you are suffering with, cystic acne, then definitely looking at whether you've just recently stopped contraception, or you've changed your contraception, or if you're actually already still on it and it's not serving you, then it really needs to be something to be looked at, because at the end of the day, you really need to have good hormonal health. Even if you're not planning on having babies, that needs to be working, and that really is an indication of good health. If you're having, you know, a regular period, a healthy period, is a sign that everything's working. So yeah, I'm really keen to get anybody off the pill who's on it at the moment, because I just don't think it does good things for the body. But I can also understand the reasons that people are on it, because it is a really good form of contraception and obviously works really well. So yeah, if you are thinking of stopping the pill, but you're really scared about getting acne when you come off it, because honestly, I can totally appreciate that, then there are ways around that, and I can make a separate video all about that, which actually I have done. I've got a video about how I came off the pill, so I'll link it below. But there are other ways. If you are thinking about the pill just as contraception, there are other ways to do this without using hormones. And methods that I think are really great is one, the copper IUD or the copper coil that has no hormones and is really effective. And the other one is using an app. I've actually got an app, and I think it's called Flow. So I'm just looking down at my phone. Yeah, it's called Flow, and basically you put in all your different symptoms, I say symptoms, different things that are going on in your day, and it helps to calculate when you're going to ovulate and when you're going to have your period. And so you can really track those things, and you can kind of look back at the last 6 months and really assess how your period's doing, how long your cycle length is, and it really gives you an indication on your overall health by how your period is. And you know, if there are areas and things that need to be adjusted, then it can be something you show to your doctor or whoever it is that you're going to go to have your hormones looked at. It really does help them understand how your body's working. So that nicely segues into my next point, which is if you're worried that your acne is hormonal, and like I've just said, I believe that everyone's acne is in some way, shape or form affected by hormones, then get your hormones tested. And I know that can be easier said than done, because in lots of places it isn't as easy as just showing up to your doctors and asking for a blood test. But there are plenty of places that will test your hormones online. They send you like a little starter kit, and you can either do that by saliva, I think blood, and urine. So there are places which will test your hormones over the space of a month, which is a really good indication of how your hormonal health is. And then you can really make adjustments to things like your diet and lifestyle, supplements that are really specific to your body and your hormonal pattern. Because it's very easy to just kind of go online and Google kind of hormonal acne, and there'll be a ton of things that you can try. And believe me, I've tried a lot of them, and a lot of them do not work. So I think it's really best to think about your body as, you know, just you individually and not anybody else, and get your hormones tested and then work out a game plan around that. I was fortunate enough to have my hormones tested through the NHS, because I live in the UK. So I went there with the hopes that they would be able to help me get my period back when I actually came off the pill and didn't get a period for, I think it was 5 or 6 months. So that was my way in, and I know it's not as easy for everybody in the UK as well. You do have to have symptoms in order for them to check out your hormones. But I do believe that that one hormone test that I had, that one blood test, doesn't really give me a good indication of my whole cycle. It just kind of gives you that one point in time, that one point in the month, and how your hormones are behaving at that specific time. So I don't think it was a really good understanding of my hormonal health. So I would also recommend, if that's the case for you, to have a look at these other tests that do look at your entire cycle, and they can be expensive, which is one of the reasons I've put this off. But I do think it's really important, if you want to solve your hormonal acne, is really getting a good picture of how your hormones are over the whole space of a month. I really think that's the best way to go about it, is to get your hormones tested and actually see for yourself. So there are plenty of places you can get your hormones tested online. I'll put some links down below of some that have been recommended to me or that I've researched, particularly one which was recommended to me by Confessions of Skin. So Sam over on Instagram, she talks about in her resource guide to get Dutch testing, so DUTCH. So I have looked into that, and that's something I'm definitely going to be doing soon. So if you're also keen, then maybe go over there and have a look at their site. I'll link it down below. On the subject of Instagram, thank you so much for everyone that's come over to my new Instagram and followed me over there, because I love catching up with you guys over on that platform too. So if you haven't already, go and follow me. My handle is @Sarah_skinstory. Yeah, I love making posts about acne all day, every day, so it's the best place to do it. So if you're in the position where you can't get your hormones tested, but you are under the suspicion that androgens or testosterone might be playing a part in your acne, then you're most likely to be correct, or I wouldn't say necessarily correct, but you're most likely to be able to implement a plan that would reduce those hormones or keep them in balance, I should say, and that would benefit you anyway. So things that I like to do to keep my androgens or my testosterone in line and level and as it should be is the following. I like to make sure I'm reducing my sugar intake, so I eat a diet that's really rich in healthy fats and really low in sugar and sort of moderate to low carbohydrate and very moderate protein. So I've made a couple of videos about what I eat in a day, so I'll also link those down below for you to check out. I also include things like spearmint tea in my diet, which is really great at lowering your testosterone, and I also make sure that I'm doing things like regular exercise and a really healthy sleep pattern, because I think that's so important. And again, I've talked about that lots in other videos, but really healthy, good sleep is so key to lots of elements of your hormonal health, but I do think that really reduces androgens and your stress levels and your cortisol, so really important. So if you'd like a video on how I keep my testosterone and my androgens balanced, then please leave me a comment down below, because I'd be more than happy to make a full video about that. I have got lots of tips and tricks and things that I've learned over the last couple of years. So yeah, leave me a comment down below and I will certainly make that video for you. So something else to consider for hormonal acne is your stress. So I've actually made a whole video, a separate video all about this. So again, I'll link that down below. Please go and watch that after this video. But in a nutshell, cortisol is a key hormone that your body produces when it's stressed. And if that's constantly elevated, it is also going to throw your other hormones out of whack, out of balance. And if you're acne prone, it's quite likely you'll break out even further. So it's really important that we manage stress, or we try to manage our stress levels as best as possible, not only for our hormones again, but for our general health. So things that I like to do is supplement with magnesium if I do feel like I'm going through a really stressful period, or I like to bath in Epsom bath salts, which are I guess a topical version of magnesium. They really help to kind of relax the muscles and really kind of send you into a really good sleep. So I like to do that before bed. I also would really recommend keeping a bullet journal. This is something that I absolutely love. My best friend got me a bullet journal style diary for my birthday last year, and I've been using it since January to today, and I write in that every single morning. And it's really good for kind of anything that's on your mind. You can really kind of put onto paper, you can bullet everything that is going on that day, plan for things. I'm not so stressed, just feeling like everything's on my mind, and it really keeps me organized as well. I feel like I'm way more efficient keeping a bullet journal, so would really recommend that. And of course, meditation. I know that this is sometimes something that people just are so not against, but they just find it so impossible. I know when I used to look at meditation, I'd just be like, I could never do that. But the more I do it, the more practice I give it, the easier it becomes. And I've noticed so many benefits from this. Honestly, like my stress levels have definitely reduced since doing this. I wouldn't say I do it regularly, I try to, but the more regularly I do it, the better I feel. So I would really recommend that, along with exercise. So exercise is great for lots of things, but this definitely includes keeping your stress levels to a minimum. So again, there's lots of other things that I discussed in the video, which is how stress affects acne. So please go and check that video out if you want more information. So guys, there really are a ton of things that can impact your hormonal health. And honestly, that is just the beginning of the list. There is so many other things I could have talked about in this video. So yeah, maybe I'll do a part 2 if you guys are interested. If so, like this video and let me know you enjoyed it so I know to make a part 2. But yeah, I think they're really the first things to have a look at if you're breaking out and you suspect it's hormone related, which I imagine it might well be. So please consider these things and do your own research, because this really could be the stepping stone to kind of clearing your skin and getting you on the right path. And I'd love to know if any of these things worked for you. So that's all from me this week. Please like this video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, because I'd love to see you back here next week. I make videos every single week here on YouTube talking about my acne journey and how I managed to clear my skin up. So I would love to see you here. Thanks guys, see you in my next one.